Let's welcome Gauteng Education Spokesperson Steve Mabona. Steve, a very good afternoon to you and thank you so much for your time. Let's start then with the update on the grade 1 online admissions. Over 8,000 pupils are yet to be placed due to incomplete applications, we're hearing. How much of a headache is this proving and how do you hope to mitigate it? I mean, we are a few weeks until the 2025 academic year.
Good afternoon and thanks very much. Like as the MEC has already indicated, we have placed everyone who complied. Those that did not comply will then be taken care of from the 11th of December. That's when we will be opening the system for late registrations, those that would have not applied and those with incomplete documents. But we are saying you will go into the system and choose a school. There's also a requirement for you to submit those documents at the schools.
Let's now talk about, what then is going to be happening in terms of, these are incomplete applications, we understand. So are you engaging those that have not, I don't know if we got cut off there as you were responding, but are you engaging with the parents that have not completed these applications? Do you know where exactly the problem lies in as far as them not completing? Does it have to do with technical issues, or is it a case of, as we heard, the MEC mentioning there about a case where a lot of the placements are where there is too much demand?
No, we did not experience any technical glitch, so we can't blame the system. Parents would have applied in the system and some of them did not give us, like for instance, your proof of address. They will apply and give you all other documents, but then if you don't give us the documents at its entirety, that application will be incomplete. Some will not submit documents at all, but they will apply. And because we have registered them in the system, it's incomplete because they would have not complied fully. So that's why we've recorded over 19,000, the total figure. So the 8,000 is your grade 1s that the MEC was mentioning. So we will then encourage those parents, when we open the system on the 11th of December, go in the system, you check the school that is available, because that's what we're going to be doing. We're not going to avail schools that don't have space. We'll avail those schools, the parents will then choose the schools. The parents that we are having a meeting with is those of 124 grade 8s that we could not place in Kempton Park. So we're going to be finalizing the process on how we're going to be accommodating them. That's why we call them in a meeting, so that we can ventilate on the process that we're going to undertake, so that we make sure that those children are placed. So from where we're sitting, we've placed everyone that has complied. So we are opening on the 11th of December for those that did not comply, and those that will be saying, I did not know, or we've decided now that we want to go to Gauteng, probably coming from a province, not within Gauteng. So we are accommodating those.
And I was going to ask you about this meeting that has been called tonight with those grade 8 pupils for 2025, 124 you say. The MEC did mention that it is also to allay fears for the parents. Just bring us into your confidence in terms of what sort of remedy do you see there in as far as placing those grade 8 pupils?
We will place them. That's why we call the parents, because we then need to interact with them rather, to say this is the situation, this is how we're going to be managing this process. In Tshwane West, we had the same situation whereby we had to interact with parents that would have been placed at one school called Railway. Parents that were placed there, we will interact with them directly, on how we're going to be managing the process of their payment, of their placement, because some of them were saying you've placed us in a school that does not exist. And we are saying the school exists, but this is how we're going to be managing the process of your placement.
Yeah. So in the main, as you are alluding to now, and of course what we've heard earlier, is that this process has gone off successfully. You will be reopening, of course, on the 11th of December for those that have not completed their applications. Do you foresee, or rather, how do you foresee you will then plan 2025 if the 8,000 missing students, for instance, are still yet to complete their applications, do not do so by the time schools open? How do you foresee that you will handle that?
We're going to open the system up until the end of January, 30th. But the good thing about the late registration is that you enter into the system, you choose a school, and you are already placed. So we don't wait for a period where we're going to be saying this is a placement period. Once you choose that school, is the school that you are placed at. And that's why we are availing schools with space. So once you choose, you are placed. So the process is going to move swiftly, because even if most of the officials will go on holidays, the parents will still continue because the system would be open. Once they access the system, they choose a school, they are placed there. When we open the schools on the 15th, we'll expect all learners to be at school and then finalize the administration process. For those that they would have applied now before we go on recess, they will be placed at those schools and they can still go and finalize the administrative process, that of submitting documents and filling any additional information that might be required by a school.
All right, Steve, let's leave it there for now. Thank you so much for your time and, of course, for that update. We'll sure check in with you a little bit later on in the week as you reopen those systems again. That was Steve Mabona, Gauteng Education Spokesperson.